Hello Tech Genius, I am Ravi. Have you ever imagined a place where learning is as dynamic as the technology shaping your world? Then here's a deal. With iMatix, you can make sure the learning is exciting, impactful right from the beginning. You have interactive sessions with expert-led courses. In the world of tech, from data science to cloud computing, it's not just about a session, it's about doing, building, learning by solving real problems. So let's get started. The next task is creating a ledger. Ledger means where the entries will be stored. The task is ledger. We would say company. For which company you are creating the ledger, that's in Indie. If you remember, I said like Marwadis and Banias have this book, right? All it is this red book, and they have stored all the connections, how much we have sold, how much we have paid in the entire day. It's a kind of ledger. It's like a book where you store the connections. Create ledger. The task, you put the company Twitter. And we are doing this in series. And you have to do this in series only, this order only. Then actually I would be actual only all the time. The next task after this is create ledger year and periods. The next task, and you have to do this in series. You have to give your company the next task. And you have to do this in series. But we have to create the ledger year and period also, as per Workday method. Like once you have assigned the fiscal schedule, already created 22 there. Ideally, as per the current defaults, maybe Workday is saying that even if you have created the year, remember we had created the fiscal schedule study 2022, but we have not studied that this company would use this fiscal year. That come to this task. If you remember, we have selected the year. Now the next task is opening the ledger periods. We go to mass update. Ledger in the state rules. This doesn't have access. Let's go to Andrew. No, Andrew. We will assign the accounting manager to him because of the role access. That task is not happening. We assign that role. We put the security profile and also add remove. Right now we're trying to open the letter here, but for that accounting manager will be assigned this company. Someone will assign that to Adam. This one's plus in here. We'll click on this role enable for our Twitter. and manager and check this. Now I'll go here, change message. Now the task is leveling up. Now we have to use the company in Twitter. We are doing practice. We'll open all of the periods. That's why taking all periods, sort them by period like in alphabetical orders, and filter by book com means I have not been a specific book. Open all book here and show pending transition. Sometimes when you are closing book, you click on this check box here. Will show you if any pending transition is there before you close the book. You go and we'll click on this select all either by, instead of clicking this one by one, we'll click on this select all. We'll go to new status and we'll say open. Right now they are created status, and there is a table in PDF that I will share with you which will say what you can do when the status is created in progress or in closing and like that. Right now open all of the periods. There are no transactions for my company, and I'll hit. And now we can post transactions. Now let's go ahead with the creating accounting journal now. Before we create the manual journals, let's go to BP. Creating journal is a business process kind of task because it's a process. When you create something, it will go for next level, for review, for approvals. Anything which is like one-time activity, like say mass update ledger period status, that's just one activity or task. But creating journal, creating customer supply and OSA is a continuous process. It's not just one-time activity. That's why we call them as business process, and find the business process that we are talking about right now. And once we complete business process, we will talk about in detail how to talk about different business process configurations. And but right now, as we are just talking about the journal here that we're going to start, accounting journal event you can create. Now let me spend a few minutes here. You can create the journal business process for your specific company also. It's not like you cannot create a business process for your company's specific requirements, that you have to use a corporate level business process. You can create yours also. That we'll talk about in chapter 3 or 4. Once you come to the supplier chapter, right? Not right now. Or business process chapter. This is the default definition. Before definition means delivered by Workday. You left default configurations and everything in simple words. Let's open it. Right now it has 4 steps. CD. And that's how we order them, either a 1, a 2, a 3. They are multiples, a 5, a 6, a 7, like this. And this is the step conditions. If means a condition. We are seeing this in simple math classes or 10 to 12. But if is this that to this access to why all those things, same concept they have used very simply. And it says if the general contains a control account, then it will go for accounting manager approval. The general amount is greater than or equal to threshold, then it will go to controller. Now, if you see, we have not assigned this role controller. We have assigned the accounting manager. But if you're not assigned the controller role to anyone, we can assign that to or to. There is a service. We will see that right now. How to assign this controller role? First of all, there are many ways, and that you will learn throughout this course. You can search that person, for example. I want to assign this to terraces around. I will search the terraces around here. Go to action. Go to action. Come on. Now we will say security profile. The security profile. Why is she? Sign rules. Remove. And that would be effective from, let's say, 1st of March. For 4th of, doesn't matter. Now I will assign that role controller to here edit control. That BP is done. Now creating general is just like eating a cake pie or a pie as we call it. Simply you type a create general. If you have not seen this, I'll show you very easy. That's why I love Workday. Super easy. Like even a 10-12 pass out can also learn this within 1 or 2 months. Like for professionals, just 2 weeks, but for like 10 and 12%, just to understand, make him understand the concepts and everything. It's just like 1 month or 2 months, but he can also understand it. Now see, create general the task. Suppose you don't know. Let me tell you a few tricks also. Suppose you don't know what is the task. But you know the few keywords, but you don't know what exactly it is, how to go to the task. Let me share that magic report with you. This is you should remember throughout your career. After working in your project, one project only. This way you will remember this like a man, Charlie Soundly, but it's quite easy. View security for secureable item. Now here the standard keyword. For example, I want to know what journal. I want to create journal, manual journal, but I don't know how to create it. I know journal is a word which is there. Turn it here. This is a magic report you should remember. For this course, and after that you will remember it, of course, you need to remind it on daily basis. But it will be very easy. Now you see we have task here. And very well, it's just to web service means EIB. EIB means bulk data upload. It's a bulk data upload we are talking about. That is not in the picture. We are talking about manual task. Even if it is a web service you are looking for, you can just go through here. And then we will look at the view security. But right now we are talking about creating a journal. If you scroll down, you see create journal. Now tips and trick I will share with you. If it's not showing a blue hyperlink here, immediately understand this is a business process access you need, but this is related to a business process. Anytime you don't see any function area here, blank, immediately understand this is a business process access you need. And this is a task name grade general. How do you get to access to this task? Click on view security. Very easy to understand. See, it's a business process security. Now if I open any domain related, it will show a domain there. See, it's a domain related access you need. It will show you domain. It's a business process related access you need. It will show you a business process. Let me go to view security. And as you can see, the business process name is accounting journal event. And these are the security groups who have the access. You don't have to go further. Also immediately understand that you need this one of these security groups mentioned here to create the accounting journal. Easy. Now I'll let close here. And we'll go back. As you know, the task name now is create journal. We'll go here and we'll create one journal today. Rest will do. Ledger means whatever ledger we had created. Remember we created called create ledger. It doesn't say the same thing. It means simply clear your company name here. Nothing. We don't. Which accounting date you want to create the journal for? Let's say today's date, 1st or 2nd of May. Currency is bringing up because we have defined this at the accounting level. This date belongs to which period? May period. General source. We're going to create this general source. I'll show you next meeting. Just remind me how to create this general sources. It's very easy. Very easy. Right now, I'll just select one existing value here, manual journal. But if you want to see this, let me show you actually. Very easy. Go to this general sources, type general sources. The best part about one day is you don't need to type you don't need to remember the entire word or phrase. Just even a few keywords. And here you go. If I type general source here, Then you go to this main journal source and here you define it. Then I'll show you general source mapping also some other day, not today. Here's the manual. General is that 132 items are there. And if you want to make it as a manual journal source, then you have to click on this first checkbox here. Workday source means it will be used for your operational terminations. Click on this checkbox means that general source would be used for your operational terminations. If you select this first general source here, it would be used manual general sources. Like this one means this is for allocation operation transaction. This is for allocation asset issue operation transaction and on. Let me close this. Book code. If you want to put this, any specific book code like local gap adjustments, IFRS or local index textbooks and all those things, you can select that book code here. And if you go to maintain book code there, you can see all these books codes have been created. If you want to create one, simply go to maintain book codes. Maintain book codes. Here you have all. Finance leases GAAP local. You can add more by clicking on this plus button here. We'll simply select nothing here and we'll hit. We'll talk about this in our next class. No need to worry. Let's digest this information. First practice still here. Now, as we all know, a general will have at least a debit and a credit line. One would be debit, one would be credit. It's not like somebody asked me why it has to be 2. Can it be 3? 3 odd numbers. I said yes, it can be, but it has to balance. Suppose I'm selecting here 1000 cash. I'm selecting bank here. The general has to be balanced. It doesn't has to be like 2 lines or 3 lines or 4 lines. Can be anything. You put suspense here. Now let me show you how Workday is smart here. If I put Henry here and let me say 50. Now let's see if anything is mandatory here. These are work types like cost centers and everything. Now if I hit submit here, system is very smart. You say no. The general is not balanced. Until it's not balanced, you cannot submit this. I'll say, let's do Marwadi Pana. And let me just hit 99. What happens if I just don't submit dollars also? You have to make it, and it only until then. I will not allow you to submit this general. Now you see debit and credit is matching, and if I hit submit here, first journal, first entry has been done for our company Twitter. And if I hit the date, I vote then. Let me decide this extension here. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel.